Breaking Forest transfer news again, as reports now come out to say that Santiago Giménez has rejected Forest. Welcome to your update. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome back yet again to another Forest transfer update. I told you to have your notifications on. And just as a quick reminder, please make sure you've hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And don't forget, if you are using Netflix or you need a VPN to protect yourself online, go and get Surfshark now. We've got 4 months for free for you guys using code FFTV, and you get over 80% off. If you have Netflix in the UK, do you know you can unlock the US library simply by selecting a USA location on Surfshark, and then, hey presto, the whole library appears. Scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Okay, let me give you the full update now on everything we know about Santiago Giménez. Earlier on today, which feels like about 100 years ago, we put out a video that everything was going swimmingly. Romano was tweeting out with the egg timer saying things are done. We had reports saying verbal agreement. And Romano himself was saying that personal terms had already been agreed with Santiago to get this deal done. And everyone was expecting this to be announced in the next 24 to 48 hours. And then everything turns on its head. So a tweet came out. Let me go through the details with you from Barracudo, who is a reporter out in Holland. Apparently, he knows all the agents and everything like that. I think more so on the athletic side, but whatever. And then this was picked up by TNT Sports Mexico. And they said, breaking news with exclusive information from Barracudo, from TNT Sports Mexico, we can confirm that Santiago Giménez rejected Nottingham Forest proposal and the Mexican will not play in England. And that was like a bombshell, man. All social media exploded. Everyone's like, what? Romano's saying this. This dude with 8K followers is saying the other. What's going on? Who's right? Who's wrong? Is he coming? Is he not? Is Nketiah still available? Crazy day so far. Now, we then spoke to Ben Jacobs, and he's been dealing with Romano on this transfer. And he just happened to have done an interview with Romano about half an hour to an hour before that tweet came out. He then said he was going to cut it and paste it up on his socials, and he put some headlines in it. So let me share that with you now. He says, Forest have bid 3 times for Gimenez. We already know that. Terms agreed with the player. Key line there. Deal not done yet. So these are completely contradictory reports to each other. Now, Ben Jacobs is reporting this. We've spoken to him. He said that's the update from Romano. And it's the counter opposite to what the Mexican reports are saying. So who do you believe is the question? Is it Romano or is it Mexico? We're not done there yet. So then we've asked the club as well. The club are being completely cagey on this one. Basically, cannot comment on it. They said they don't know the details yet. They can't share it with us, okay? Which is fine because this is at the deep stages of negotiations. And then Romano has then gone and done his own stream. And I've got the quote for you guys here. And this is about I think he did it about 6:30, 6:45 UK time. And he says, Gimenez, Forest is still pushing for Gimenez and they're still working on it, but there is no green light yet. So these are all the updates. And then you've got all the ITK journalists all over the place trying to claim this, that, and the other, but we'll just ignore those for now. So let's just break this down and get an understanding of where we feel everything is. So we know that 33 mil should be enough for Feyenoord to accept this. There are some more reports just to add to the mess that are saying they've rejected it, okay? But we've heard as well they verbally agreed to it. And I think the truth is somewhere in between both of these. Because I think this 33 mil, which will include the add-ons according to Romano, maybe this is where the debate is. Are Forest offering, say, 26 plus another 6, or a Forest offering 30 plus another 3, as I think 1 or 2 have tweeted? And this is where they're going to be fleshing it out, trying to get a understanding of both sides to agree. So in essence, the agreement in principle of the total fee of 33 mil is probably still correct. I would assume that's where it stands. And then they have to break down, well, how much is up front? How much is going to be in installments? How much, what are the add-ons? Is it going to be goal related, appearance related, etc.? This is the bit that takes a little time, and they'll back and forth this between the clubs. And this is where I think probably the clubs are at together. The clubs are deciding this and negotiating it. As I said, there are some reports, I can't verify them yet, to say that Feyenoord has said, we want more upfront and less in add-ons. Whether or not those are true, we'll look into, but I just want to give you this update as it's ever evolving. Now, the other thing you would expect is that clubs nowadays, the rules are slightly different on transfers to how they used to be. Firstly, you had to get permission from the club to then speak to the player. That technically is still the rule, but no one really abides by it. Clubs talk to agents. Agents give a club that are interested a feel on what is going on and whether or not their client would be interested. And this is the bit that confuses me. If Forest have gone in 3 times for Gimenez, they've had the conversation with him at some point, or his agent at some point, to say, look, we're interested in you. If we can get a deal with Feyenoord, would you come over to the Premier League and play for us? And they must have had positive signs. Otherwise, if they haven't, then I'm sorry, Forest are acting really silly in all of this. Now, there is a case to say that Gimenez may have turned around and said, yes, I'm happy, and now has changed his mind. And this is the unknown. No one can get into Gimenez's head apart from him and his entourage to know where his mind is at. Now, some players will also use this to try and get a counter offer. I'm sure many people have tried it before at work. You don't really want to move your job, but you want a pay rise. You've spoken to your boss. They said, shut up and get on with your work. What do? You go for the nuclear option. Start looking for interviews. Go to an interview. Get a job offer. Come back to your boss. Hi, I'm leaving. I'll stay though if you can offer me more money. So there could be that potential from Gimenez. I would guess, and I'm just guessing, he's on about 40 to 50k at Feyenoord. I have no clue. If you know, let me know in the comments below. And if Forest are looking at 100k for him, he may be looking at that as a negotiation tool with Feyenoord to say, look, man, this is my value. I could go to the Premier League right now for 100k. Take me up from 60k to 80k. I'm making the figures up, but you get the point I'm making here. So that could be the bit that's clouding all this, is that Gimenez is being a little cagey, and fair play to him. I mean, who's not going to try and get more money for themselves? So back to the point. In terms of the structure of the deal, that's how it should happen, that Forest would have got indications from the player that he's happy to proceed, so they don't just go and waste their time. And to me, I am very confident that they've had those conversations, because this is the 3rd bid that's gone in. If you weren't confident enough, then why would you go in 3 times? So that's where it is at the moment. So to summarize, I think the actual headline figure is verbally agreed between the 2 clubs. The structural stuff is what's going on now, hence what Romano said about no green light. Because what will then happen is once Feyenoord are happy, Forest are happy, it's a green light and they can proceed to personal terms. Now, the big sticking point in all of this, and the bit that we haven't got to the bottom of yet, is these personal terms. Romano completely sidelined talking about the personal terms in his latest update. Because remember, he is the one who has said, I think twice now, personal terms have been agreed. He's also said that Forest don't think personal terms will be an issue. So he's got to kind of stand on his, on his words there, and maybe fall on his own sword on it. But again, like I said, it could be a Gimenez maneuverability tactic. This is the one that's unclear. Forest will be able to get a deal in principle with Feyenoord, but the sticking point now is Gimenez. And we've seen previous reports that have said that he doesn't want to leave Feyenoord for another year. We've also heard the rumours about him talking about scared of a relegation battle, doesn't want to lose Champions League football. So all of this is in the pot. This is literally like an episode of EastEnders right now. So that's the update. So I think let's just calm heads right now. I still think there's a good chance this deal can go through. But we need to know what's in Gimenez's head. Does he really want to play for Forest or not? That is now the key question. Get your thoughts in on all of this below. Let me know what you're thinking. I mean, it wouldn't be a transfer window for Forest if stuff like this wasn't happening. Now, one final thing to add. There's been some reports about there's a plane waiting on the runway for him. Once Forest and Feyenoord finalise their details, he's jumping on, coming over to the East Midlands. Now, that's all BS. That's all BS. There's we've checked into that one. That's rubbish. So we'll keep you posted. We're speaking to the journalists that we know, which we're trying to get more out of the club. I don't know if we will, but we will try. But get your thoughts in down below. Have you gone from up here to down here? Or are you just solidly in the middle here? Let me know down below. If you've enjoyed the update, let us know by hitting the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And we'll see you on the next update. So have your notifications on because God only knows when the next update will come. Come on, you Reds.